That's not a very safe trail to be blind.
No, dude.
What's up, Vital viewers? This is the all-new Specialized Demo 2.9. Now, the previous demo had some incredible results, so how do you improve on that? It starts with the suspension design, which meant completely reworking the frame. This bike has already seen some incredible finishes under guys like Loic and Finn at the World Cup level, so clearly whatever it is they're doing is working. Exactly what have they updated though? Let's dive in. For 2020, you're looking at a new chassis, kinematics geometry, and wheel size. This 29-inch alloy-only downhill bike has 200 millimeters of travel front and rear. An updated FSR suspension design keeps weight low and has a more rearward axle path than the previous demo thanks to the new main pivot location. This tamed square edge hits better, but they didn't go so far as to require an idler pulley. The design also sees a 300% increase in anti-squat for a big pedaling improvement. Now, Specialized spent time testing more progressive links even on the previous bike, and you're going to appreciate significantly more progression in the leverage curve. Thanks to a 70% increase in anti-rides, the new demo is also more stable and less pitchy under heavy braking. Of course, the geometry has evolved as well. The three sizes have a 5mm longer reach value, much longer front center, a slacker 62.7 degree head angle, 58mm offset hlins fork, 8mm higher bottom bracket for added ground clearance, and 20mm longer chain stays to accommodate the big wheel and suspension design, as well as improving high-speed stability and cornering traction. Other details we dig include great frame protection and a Downtube cover, plus optional external routing for those times you're in a pinch. And with that, it's time to hand it over to Brian Buell for some quality ride time in Port Angeles.
What's happening? I'm Brian Buell, hanging out here with Brad Benedict. We're gonna go take some runs down Dry Hill. What were the three things that you guys were looking for out of this bike?
We were looking for comfort for the rider, speed for the rider, and control for the rider.
How many years in total?
2 years. I've been there 9 years, and we definitely had more engineers and resources on this single platform than we have on anything I'd ever seen before.
The previous bike was so successful. I know a lot of people are probably just wondering why change anything at all. It had multiple world championships and it seemed so dialed underneath Loic and Finn. Why go a different direction?
We had an extreme amount of success with the prior platform between a range of athletes over the years. We're kind of dedicated to racing on this platform, so we kind of let the engineers open up to, these are the problems we need to solve, how do we do this? And what we were working with prior didn't allow us to make the changes that we thought were going to be necessary. So we kind of gave them full rein to do whatever they needed and whatever platform was necessary and whatever suspension design they needed to do. We didn't need to stick within the parameters of which we had. It was just an open drawing board. And in order to create the improvements that were necessary, they needed to make some large improvements. Brian and all the engineers at home redrew everything, and this is where we're at.
My name is Steve Seletnik, product manager for the mountain bikes. With the help of Brad, we take care of everything from stump jumper on up through demo.
Tell me about some of the R&D that you guys performed to get the demo where it is today.
We've gone so far as to overwrap aluminum bikes with carbon to mess with stiffness and really get the chassis stiffness for the bike honed in. Tons of time, shock tuning in all sorts of different locations. Bracket testing, crazy geo mules, all sorts of like modifications on anything from checking out how a bike brakes in a couple different positions to instant center to links and leverage ratios. Like, we uncovered a lot in this one, so it's been a really cool project to work on.
How many bikes outside of Specialized did you guys dive deep on to really kind of unlock what you guys were trying to do with the current demo here?
We spent a lot of time working obviously on looking at our bike and looking at the racers' feedback from the prior generation demo. We had a super fast bike. We knew it from all the great results we've had, but yeah, definitely just wanted to step outside of our comfort zone a little bit more. And shoot, we probably checked out 8 or 10 of our competitors' bikes just to really just see what was going on and see if there were things that we could pick up and little traits that we liked and didn't like, and just tried to roll all that knowledge into all the past experience we had with our prior chassis and just use that to augment what we had going on.
Hanging out here with Ryan Palmer. He's been wrenching for us from a mechanic's point of view, getting your hands on these for the first time. Do you have any thoughts?
The bikes are pretty well put together. Everything's pretty smartly done. I like the way that there's not a lot of washers just floating around like when you take the shock off. The spacers have nice big shoulders on them, so they rest into the holes in the frame really nicely. The bolt heads, they're actually sealed themselves, so they prevent stuff from actually getting into where the sealed bearing is. So it's just an extra layer of defense there. Very well put together bike. The only thing that I've noticed, there's definitely some opportunity for cable rattle. So that's just something you're going to want to try and quiet for yourself if you do come into that issue.
So, how does the bike get on? Brian found that the new demo strengths are excellent rider balance within the bike and comfort at high speeds and when things get rowdy, especially from a stability perspective. The more progressive leverage curve also combats heavy G-forces really nicely. Brian loved being able to carry more momentum thanks to those big wheels and rearward axle path. The bike does take more effort to wrestle around on tight, technical sections though. And what about the combined 29-27.5 mullet bike craze at sweeping race courses? Well, the bike that you can buy is 29-inch only for now, but Specialized says the demo will always evolve. And frankly, they're proving that at the highest level. We'll see what the future holds. Is this a racer's dream ride? Be sure to check out vitalmtb.com for Brian's detailed ride impressions and specialized.com for more demo details.